Hello, hello. Welcome to the Mindset with Mary podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you today. We are going to be talking about 5 manifestation tools that can extremely transform your life and help speed up the manifestation process. These are also the tools that I'm going to be diving even deeper into in the manifestation challenge that you can, it starts August 4th, but you can also purchase afterwards. So if you're wanting to join in, go check out that link. And if you're wanting to know more, just stay tuned and I will share more right here. Okay, let's dive in. What are these tools? So the very first tool that I want to talk about today is getting crystal clear. Clarity itself is one of the most powerful manifestation tools that there is out there. Being clear about what you want is extremely important. And the reason why is because we all have a reticular activating system, which is a bundle of nerves, the bottom of our brainstem, and its job is to filter out information, right? Because we have so much information coming at us all the time. And so its job is to filter out information and allow us to be able to focus on things that we strongly intend on and things that we believe to be true. So when it comes to getting clear, it's important that we are putting our intention where it needs to be, which means we need to know exactly what we're wanting to achieve. A lot of times we come into the manifestation process and we have this general idea of what we know what we want, right? Like, I want to manifest a business. I want to manifest the love of my life. I want to manifest more money. I want to start, manifesting better relationships, better health. And we just have this general idea. But then we never go into the specifics, let alone taking on the identity of that. So really getting clear with who you are as you step into the role of someone who has already manifested the thing that you want. When you step into the identity, it's easy to get clear. Had you already manifested your goals and dreams, what would you have already done? What are the things very specifically that you had manifested? What does your life look like? What do you visualize? What do you see? And being able to step into that, and that's how you really start to get crystal clear, is by putting yourself into this future perspective and saying, if I knew 110% that I would reach my goals, where would I be and what would I have done to get me there? And then starting to take action from that place. Okay, so the next tool that I really want to talk about, and just so you know, like if you're wanting to go deeper into each of these, get your booty in the manifestation challenge, because this is where things are really going to expand and it's going to make sense on a more tangible level. Okay, because the thing about manifestation is that it's very intangible. It's almost like this magical thing, but in all reality, manifestation is very, very basic. It's a goal setting and a goal achieving process. Manifestation in like today's society is just the fun sprinkles that we get to add on top and make the process more fun. So the next really awesome tool is simply commitment to the process. Commitment to your goals and dreams is really just this almost like a subconscious contract with yourself or a contract with the universe saying, hey, I am willing to commit to this no matter what happens, no matter the challenge, no matter what comes in my way. You're really saying that no matter what, I'm committing to this. And this is really the energy. Like when you hear the energetics of manifestation, what that means is simply just being in the emotion of somebody who is willing to commit and follow through no matter what. So the energetics of manifestation is really that commitment, but also the certainty. Being able to step into the certainty and creating that yourself instead of waiting for something outside of you to create the certainty. Instead of waiting for permission to do the things that you desire, starting to do the things you desire simply because you want to and simply because you deserve to. Which leads us into the next tool, which is confidence and really starting to reprogram your subconscious mind. The thing about confidence that most people don't understand is that it is literally something that doesn't just get given to us. We don't just get confidence, right? I want you to think of the very first time you were walking. Okay, maybe you don't 100% remember that, but I'm sure you can remember a time when you've been around a baby who's just starting to learn to walk, and they fall and they stumble and it's messy. But the more and more they do it, the more confident they get in doing it. That is how manifestation happens. You just keep going no matter what, and you trust yourself, and you step into the belief that if you consistently take action, that it's going to happen for you. You step into the trust and the belief that I am going to be able to do this the more that I show up for myself. Right? So you step into the identity of somebody who wants, going back to the very first tool and that clarity and stepping into that identity. When you step into that identity, you can see these are the things that you need to be doing to reach your goals. So you get clear on them. But then instead of waiting for the manifestation to come, you trust that you're going to be building your confidence through that process. And that the very first time you do something, it's going to feel a little messy. It's going to feel a little sticky. But the more and more you do it, the more it grows and the more it builds and the more you feel comfortable in doing it. It's not going to feel comfortable at first. Again, going back to walking, the very first time you walked, it didn't feel comfortable. But can you imagine if somebody was like, hey, I don't think you're going to be able to be, I just don't think you're going to be the kind of person who can walk. Like, sorry, that's just not going to happen for you. Like, you tried once, you fell, you tried the second time, you failed. So guess what? We're not going to try again. Meh. But instead, like following through, because you're going to grow into that. Even if it takes you 100 times to get it right, being willing, and going back to the tool of commitment, setting that universal contract that you are going to follow through. And these are some of the things that we're really going to dive deep into when it comes to this challenge. But also, I am giving you a library. My family always teases me for the way I say library because it's library, but I always say library. And oh well, it is what it is. I know how to say it. I just never do. Library. It sounds funny when I say it that way. Anyways, back to the moral of the story. So the really cool thing is that I'm going to be offering a library of tools, specifically manifesting frequencies. Your entire being, your body, your mind, and even your thoughts are made up of energy. Everything in the universe is energy and motion, and that includes you. What's wild and what's extremely powerful and cool is that your cells and your subconscious mind are highly responsive to specifically sound. So I'm offering these different frequencies, which are kind of like this back door to your subconscious programming, and just help that like busy mind settle down and the overthinking and all of the things, so that you can really tune into the belief that you can start to grow your confidence, that each step you take, it's going to get you one step closer, and building that belief so the confidence can grow. Because when you feel confident, you're going to show up differently. Right? Think about the very first time you started. Maybe you have a job that you've done, specifically in my job, where I was at first so overwhelmed with all of the things. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to learn this? But as I started to learn it, I stepped into the confidence of understanding it. And now I'm like, I get this. I've got it. I've got you. I can do this. Right? So these frequencies are going to allow you to tap into your subconscious mind and really just help you start to transform and feel more comfortable in being able to believe that confidence will grow. Because a lot of times what happens is that the confidence doesn't grow because you don't believe that you can grow into the kind of person who is confident. But when it comes to manifestation, you want to be confident in who you are and the process that you need to take to reach your goal. Okay. All right. The next tool is consistency. So in the manifestation challenge, what we're going to be talking about on much deeper level is the strategies that I use to help me refrain from burning out. But the biggest thing that I want to talk about is sustainability. When it comes to reaching your goals, and what I see most people do is that they go all in. And when I say go all in, they go all in to what they think going all in means, when in all reality, going all in doesn't mean head first. Going all in and not dipping your toes in and taking them out, dipping your toes in and taking them out, but dipping your toes in and then going a little bit deeper and then going a little bit deeper and then going a little bit deeper. But what most people do is they jump head first, they do a belly flop, and then they don't ever do it again. But instead of just allowing themselves to slowly ease into it, allowing their mind and body to feel comfortable in moving through that, and that there's nothing wrong with taking a little bit slower approach. And what I've found consistently over and over and over again is that the slower approach is always the faster approach. That the slower approach always gets me to my goals faster because I don't burn out and I show up. And I can consistently build and habit stack on top of what I'm already doing to allow those things to grow and not to overwhelm my subconscious mind, not to overwhelm my nervous system, and then just be in this constant state of like, oh. Which is also why in the challenge, the frequencies are going to be really good for you to tune into when you feel like your nervous system's like, oh my gosh, this feels like too much. Go pick out one of those, listen to it, and just breathe through it and allow your nervous system to settle, allow the overthinking to settle, and just start to tune into the possibility and the belief of what you're trying to create. Okay, and then the last tool is connection. Connection to yourself, connection to your higher power, connection to the people around you. And what that looks like is really just learning how to enjoy the process, learning how to feel grounded, learning how to be comfortable in the uncomfortable, learning how to stop sitting around and waiting and instead go and enjoy your life and recognize that every time you sit down to relax, every time you go out to hang out with your friends, every time you spend time doing something you love, that you are actually allowing your manifestation to happen because you're opening up and receiving maybe those new ideas, or you're opening up to receiving and having fun. I want you to think of manifestation, and when you think of God, the universe, that's just your parent. And the parent wants to give their kid literally everything that it wants. But if they're not having fun with the toy that they gave them in the first place, and they're just like, oh, like, I just don't want to wait for the next toy and all of that, then the parent's going to be like, well, until you figure out how to enjoy this, then I'm not going to give you anything else. Until you learn how to appreciate and have gratitude and have fun with the toy that I gave you from the very beginning, then I will just let you figure that out and sit and stew and circle until you figure it out, until you figure out how to be grateful. Because how disempowering would it be for the universe just to say, okay, well, even though you're going to stomp your feet and freak out, here's another toy. And then you stomp your feet and freak out, here's another toy. That's not how the universe works. The universe is going to make sure that you step into your most empowered self and you tune in and that you're grateful because gratitude is an energy of manifestation. And when you feel it consistently, the universe is going to understand and know and very clearly see that you can handle more. But if it sees that you can't handle more, then it's not going to give you more. Okay, so those are the 5 tools. If you want to dive deeper, come join the group. It's going to be a freaking blast. We're going to have fun. And it's in a course setting so that if you want to watch the videos each day and then do the journaling prompts, you can watch the video, do the journaling prompt, watch the video, do the journaling prompt. Or you can do that and then also re-listen to it over and over and over again in the weeks later down the road so that you can really start to implement and understand the process and how you can really start to magnetize your manifestation so much quicker using these tools and then really starting to implement it. I think that's the thing about podcasting is a lot of people come to podcasts and they just consume the content, but this is your opportunity to really start to implement the things that you're learning and to learn how to have fun through the manifestation process. And then like on top of that, you get this library that's going to give you some frequencies that you can tune into and really start to calm your nervous system and get going. But plus a community of amazing women who are like headstrong, ready to go, and really just all co-create together. I believe that communities like this help us manifest so much quicker because we're having fun in the process. And when you're having fun, the universe will absolutely reward you. So come have fun. Let's go. I'm going to leave the link in the show notes. If you're listening to this after the 4th, don't worry, you can still hop in, give yourself some compassion and just join in and let's go. Okay, I love you with my whole heart and soul. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know in the comments, if you're on YouTube, let me know in the comments which tool you are excited to use. And then also if you are listening on podcasting app, whether that be Spotify or on Apple, make sure you leave a rating and a review. Let other people know how this podcast has helped you because the more we share this wisdom with other people, the more that we can really raise the collective vibe and start to really just all take responsibility for our own happiness, which would be so cool. If we could all just like stop blaming everything, everything around us for being the reason why we're not happy and really start taking responsibility for it, I truly believe that we'd all start to find more happiness and stop stressing about all the things in life, like the news and all the things, just all the things that are happening, and just really starting to take responsibility and enjoying life. So, well, love you.